So friends, today I want to record probably the most important video out of all the ones I made in the past year. If you are planning to move to Montenegro to live during the summer months, be sure to watch this video until the end. The specifics of immigrating in the summer are very significantly different from immigrating at other times of the year. I already made a video like this before. I think it was in September or October. But since not everyone saw it, I decided to repeat this information because summer is just around the corner and in a few months it will already be here. And so to make sure you don't run into certain problems, you need to know what I'm going to talk about today. It's absolutely necessary. So what happens in the summer? In the summer there are delays in processing residence permits. This is because officials go on vacation. What do you need to do to apply for a residence permit? First, you need to open a company. Well, if you are getting a residence permit on the basis of opening a company, then you need to open a company and have your educational documents notified. In other words, you need to do two things. There can be delays with these steps. To back up my words, let me give you some specific examples. For instance, 6 or 7 years ago, the central registry didn't operate for an entire month during the summer. That is, well, they were accepting documents, but they weren't issuing any decisions because I think someone just went on vacation and there was no one to sign the documents. So everyone who applied or arrived during that time just had to sit and wait until that person came back from vacation. All right, you might say 6 or 7 years ago, that was a long time ago. I agree with you. Let's give a more recent example. For instance, what happened last summer? Last summer, the Ministry of Education, around mid-July, practically the entire staff went on vacation, and so we were submitting documents, but we couldn't get confirmation that we had submitted the documents for nostrification. And this confirmation is absolutely necessary for submitting documents for a residence permit. As a result, the situation was that people would arrive in the summer, start the registration process, open a company, and submit documents for a residence permit. Oh, not for the residence permit, sorry, they submit documents for nostrification. But they can't submit documents for the residence permit because the ministry doesn't issue the confirmation. And this situation went on, continued until the beginning of September, when they all returned from vacation and started issuing confirmations. Basically, we only started working with such clients in September, but this isn't necessarily something that will affect you. It might not. Now I'll explain what you need to do to avoid ending up in such a situation so that you don't find yourself arriving, say, in the summer and then waiting until September to continue your paperwork. In other words, you can do everything without losing any time. There are no problems at all. What do you need to do for this? In general, when it comes to these initial steps, meaning opening a company and getting your documents notified, there are basically two options. You can do everything by coming to the country, or you can do everything by sending us a power of attorney. Roughly half of people send a power of attorney, and the other half take care of things when they arrive. So for example, if you arrive in February or in November, it really doesn't make much of a difference. You can send a power of attorney, or you can come and handle everything in person. It mainly depends on the person's character. Some people want to have something ready in advance so that everything goes faster later on. And others arrive and start handling the paperwork here. In the summer, for everyone who comes between June and the end of August, I strongly recommend taking these steps such as opening a company and getting notification before arriving in Montenegro, so you don't end up waiting around. Otherwise, you might arrive in Montenegro and then have to wait 2 or 3 months for someone to return from vacation. So do this in advance. It's very easy to do. All you need to do is contact me. All my contact information is on my website. The link to the website is in the description of this video. Once you get in touch with me, I'll send you detailed instructions on what needs to be done. You send me your documents and I'll take care of everything. Come to Montenegro at any time, June, July, August 10th, we'll start processing your residence permit without any delays. So friends, that's everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you all for your attention. Goodbye.